It is day 6 of the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo for Star Citizen. It is Origin Jump Works Day. We've got the mighty 890 Jump in front of us here, and we're going to have a look at what's available to rent and have a quick talk about that. But first, I want to play this audio over here.
Luxury, elegance, performance. These are only a handful of the terms that are regularly associated with Origin Jump Works ships. Since the 28th century, Origin has consistently pushed the boundaries of speed and sophistication. But did you know that their controversial decision to uproot their headquarters from Earth to Terra in 2913 nearly sank the company?
I did not know that. Thank you very much. A little pushboard of sound. So we've got that giant 890 Jump. It is a ridiculously large ship. It is super luxury. It's sort of going to be headquarters for people that want to have an org headquarters that's expensive and lovely. There we are. There's got a little thing for it with an elegant, sleek exterior that belies its spacious interior. The 890 Jump is a true engineering marvel, crafted to impress from every single angle by combining a unique, innovative system with the finest materials and the most advanced technology. The result is a vessel that is in a class all of its own, a masterpiece worthy of the name Origin. And it's big. You can only see sections of it. It's yeah, absolutely massive. Is it the largest ship that they put in the IAE? Probably. I mean, I have seen technically, I have seen Idris before one of these. I'm not sure if that was Invictus or IAE, which is obviously bigger. But yeah, rent it. Rent the 890 Jump today. You will not. It's worth it, even if just going to do a bit of a tour. You won't learn it in a day. It's big, and we've also got the 600i there, which is the sort of like more Constellation style competitor. Again, luxury. So something that these sort of ships might be able to do in the future, other than generally being multi-role and doing a bit of everything, maybe acting as headquarters. Like the 890 Jump may be able to do sort of luxury VIP passenger travel as like a job. So you might be able to transport NPCs of high value from one area to another, that sort of thing. Over here, we've got a lovely little 100 series. So 100 series, they're sort of luxury starter ships. They're very nice looking, but if you're going for a starter, I'd just go for a cheap starter, like a Mustang Alpha for me. There's like a whole range of these starter ships. Now, when the game's released and people are just sort of buying these things in game once we have like no more resets, yeah, I suspect I'll have loads of like ships everywhere and lots of like 100 series in certain areas because there'll be a reason for me to use that. But when I'm sort of only have a limited amount of ships, I'll prefer a different starter because I'm going to be moving straight up to like a Cutlass Black or something pretty quickly. Something else I should probably mention about the 100 series is that they do have a little interior space as well. It is very bare bones, but it is an interior space nonetheless, and it does have a little bed in. Right, so we've got the 300 series in here and the relatively new 400i. So again, the 600 is sort of like quite a large Constellation competitor. It's quite big. This is a bit smaller, the 400i. Still luxury as its sort of focus, and sort of like more exploration. Obviously with the 600i, you get the sort of touring and exploration variants of it, whereas the 400i just has the single 400i. That's
Initially concepted to be a competitor for RSI's classic Constellation line, Origin's 400i quickly developed its own singular identity. Utilizing Origin's usual high standards of performance and comfort, the 400i evolved into a ship for explorers who didn't feel the need to rough it while pushing the boundaries of the known.
And so the main differences between the 600i and the 400i, in my opinion, are that the amount of crew that you might want to have it for. So if you want to sort of do the exploration variant of the 600, you're going, well, I've got 5-6 crew sort of thing, compared to 3 for the 400i. Do you see what I mean? That's sort of the way that my head looks at it. We've got a load of 300 series ships here. So the 315p here, sort of the exploration variant. I assume it's the 315p. No, this is the 350R. My bad. So this is the racing version. I thought the racing version had red on it, but it's the 325A that has red on it. My bad. So this is one of the fastest sort of racing ships we have. Very fast. It's supposed to be very fast, even though it is a variant of 300 series. We'll have to see how it actually balances out and all that sort of jazz in the future. But when I was racing back in the day, several years ago, it was an incredibly fast piece of kit. We've got the 325A here. So this is the combat variant. It's supposed to have like a missile system that can lock onto lots of ships and fire missiles simultaneously. I used to use this in Vandal Swarm a lot, and it was the ship I learnt to play the game in. And I actually got pretty good at Vandal Swarm back in the day. So this is a nostalgia trip for me with these 300 series ships. So they're sort of like multi-role ships. In each one, like 325A is more combat orientated, the 350 is the racing variant, the standard 300I is sort of multi-role but more focused really on cargo, and then you've got the 315P, which is the Explorer variant. So I really like all the 300 series. They got remade not too long ago, and they're the only ship on the RSI website at the moment that you can actually customize on the website before purchasing, with different weapon loadouts, interiors, and paints and all that sort of jazz. One of the other things I really, really like about the 300 series is its internal space, which, if I can actually get in there, I will show you. So it's something that it has over sort of like similarly sized fighters, is that, well, actually it has an internal area for you to sleep, do work, eat, little kitchenette area, that sort of jazz. I said do work as if that's a thing that you'd want to do in game, but I think in the future we will literally have little areas that we can use computer terminals and want to do like work on our mobiGlas and sort of admin stuff that might be important. It's got a toilet as well. Yeah, the fact it's got an interior is pretty sweet. Right. Let us go and check downstairs. So downstairs we do have the M50 as well. So this is a dedicated racing ship, although, I mean, you can use it as a little gnat of a fighter. It's obviously going to fit in a lot of ships if you want to have a small, fast ship there for reasons. But yeah, very, very cool. Very sort of snub-sized, but it does have a quantum drive. And yeah, very, very suitable for racing. Don't think we've got anything on the other side, do we? Oh, no, we do. We've got the 85X over here. So this is sort of like a little shuttle. It's going to be very useful from getting sort of like planet side or doing a bit of exploration in. I believe it's two-seater, isn't it? A ladder each side, yeah. So it is dual seat. Oh, up and down the ladder. So if you want to transport someone else with you, I suspect those are going to be very, very, very useful for shuttles in the future. And what have we got in here today? So it's only the one thing today. It is the G12 Rover. So there are some variants of this, and we'll have a look on the website in a minute. But it's sort of like a luxury rover, somewhere in between the Tumbrel Cyclone and the Urza rover. I think a lot of people are actually relatively excited about this. I suspect we'll see it in-game once they've finished their ground vehicle physics rework that they're sort of doing. Because they want to improve it so that vehicles on the ground are going to be tweaked to be on the ground better, and it's going to be a much more enjoyable experience to drive them, race them, and that sort of stuff. It's obviously quite important. Let's jump onto the website and have a look. So, what does Origin Jumpworks have for us to buy on the website? So we know that the 890 Jump is going to be available for limited sale, so limited hull sale in waves, at 12 AM and 8 AM UTC. Obviously, the first wave is always, if there's a limited hull, at the beginning of the day when it goes live at 4 PM UTC. So that's all UTC times. But we've got the 100i. It's a starter ship. Cool. $50. Yeah, I mean, if you're into it, I'll maybe upgrade your Mustang Alpha or whatever to it, or your Aurora. I do see a lot more reason to have a lot more of these in the future. But yeah, if you're in love with the ship, cool. If you're not, then I don't sort of overly recommend these. And they are cool little starters. They've got an interior, and they're not too expensive. Obviously, the 100i is the sort of basic version. The 125A is the combat variant. The 135C is the sort of cargo variant. You've got the 300i, which is the basic variant, although it's got relatively good cargo. I think it's got more cargo than the others. Got the 315p, so exploration variant. This is more sort of medium fighter size. You've got 325A, which is that combat variant. Again, these ships actually aren't too expensive. And if you were going to go spend, I don't know, $50, $60 on a 100 series, well, why not? Why not get a 300i, eh? $65 for the 135C. Why not buy a 300i? It's odd prices for some of this stuff. Got the 350R, which is that racing version. Obviously a lot more expensive there. 400i, so again, sort of much larger now. Again, luxury, touring, exploration, multi-role, multi-cruise ship. More focused on exploration, and we'll have a lot more uses for it once we have more exploration in the game. 600i, you're basically just getting bigger. It's just a bigger ship. It's like two constellations stuck together at this stage, but obviously with that luxury feel. Now, that is the Explorer and the Touring variant, and it's going to depend on what you want to do, but they are getting a bit of an update, the 600i, so sort of bear that in mind. They're going to be tweaking the interiors, I believe. We've got the 85X, which is that shuttle. Again, at these sort of prices, $50 for a shuttle, I'd be more inclined to buy a 300 series if I was getting an Origin ship. I've got the 890 jump, currently only $950. Oof. Woof. I'm just going to check to make sure that is being sold in waves. Actually, let's do that now. Are you being sold in waves? Yes, you are being sold in waves, because it's currently sold out. And what else do we have? Got the G12 Rover. Quite expensive for a ground vehicle, but it is a cool looking ground vehicle. It's very sort of styled. $60 for that. If you want the more militaristic version with that rocket pod, that's $65 for the G12A. I've got the racing variant, $60. You've got an M50, $100. Did go up in price not too long ago. I think, was it 85 originally? Got the X1. So these are the hover bikes from Origin, which we haven't heard much about. I am definitely going to be getting one myself eventually, because I quite like them. Sort of got the different variants there based on whether you want a weapon on your bike or not, or if you want a more racing version. I just like the basic X1. I love the colour scheme there. Have we got anything else on sale today at all? 300i with 10-year insurance as a War Bond daily deal upgrade. That's actually probably not a bad deal if you are into the 300 series as a ship. Sort of two options available. So $55 War Bond edition. Okay, that's pretty sweet. And then you've got for Concierge or Chairman's Club members, we've got the Origin Complete Pack. If you want to purchase all of the Origin ships, of which there are many. So yeah, that's really it for the Origin sale today. If you like those luxury ships, then be sure to rent them. The 890 Jump is a beast of a ship, and something that I suspect that lots of people will want to own, but never own in-game, because I think it's going to be quite cost-prohibitive to buy it in-game. It's cost-prohibitive out-of-game to purchase one. They are ridiculous. They are super expensive. But I'd love to know what you think. Are you really enjoying the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo? Do you like Origin Day? Are you trying to get yourself an 890 Jump? Do you already have one? Do you like one of the cheaper Origin ships? Or do you prefer a different manufacturer altogether? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. It's November, and that means, yes, you're right, it's NordVPN season. All those delicious Nords are collected together to make the finest VPN that I shill for on my channel. Not only is NordVPN delicious, but it also protects. Check out the links below to get fantastic discounts, or go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Do you dream of being at the controls of your spaceship in real life? Well, now you sort of can with Game Glass. It turns touchscreen devices into diegetic controllers for Star Citizen, and you can get the basic software free. Check it out in the links below. Every month we have a ship giveaway as well. This time it's for a Mercury Starrunner, a multi-cruise ship that will let you do a bit of everything in-game now. Or at least most things. Lots of things in-game now. In the future it might allow you to do smuggling and data running too. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos during November. More details down below. If you'd like to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join or thanks button under my videos, or even becoming a Patreon. You get some cool stuff to show that you're a true supporter of mine and Zin's art, some exclusive polls, ways of shaping the channel, some exclusive videos, all that sort of jazz too. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the verse.